and Joint Command and Staff College, Kenya. As a count of the year 2025-2026, we are being trained and prepared for higher responsibilities in the management of security and other related areas of the public policy at these two important institutions. It has been the tradition of these two institutions to celebrate the diverse culture of its trainees annually. The theme of this year's cultural celebration is Culture with Technology. As the chairman of this event, it is my honor and delight to welcome you to this landmark celebration, where culture and technology come together in the heart of our diverse communities. Whether you are joining us in person or turning in via various digital platforms, we are so grateful to have you here as part of vibrant gathering with global outreach. This event was Christine Fusion Fest by the members of two colleges. It is more than just a cultural festival. It is an invitation to dream big in line with the training we have been undertaking at these two great institutions. In the spirit of dreaming big, this event was organized to bring together key segments of the society, like the technologists, artists, educators, leaders, and policymakers to interact with each other while celebrating the diverse cultures. To organize these events, we got partnership from relevant, friendly, and responsive institutions. Allow me to appreciate some of these institutions. The Defense Circle, the Defense Forces Welfare Services, KOC, Safaricom, Kenya Revenue Authority, Vivo Energy Kenya, Kenafric Industries, Nairobi Hospital, Cooperative Bank, Harambee Sacco, the National Museum of Kenya, Bomas of Kenya, Farmers Choice, Kenya Meat Commission, Kenchik, Sigma, Avocap, Isuzu, Makweli Food Processing, EABL, Qual, Baus Optical, and lastly the Smart Application International. So the key highlights of our event today are digital heritage exhibition, panel discussions, cultural tech showcases, blended performance, as you have seen the first performance by various cultural troops, and then the keynote speeches. The event has been designed to cater for the requirement of all our guests. Addressing myself to our families, we have put up a kid zone with the necessary packages for our young ones. Finally, I wish to thank most sincerely the leadership of the two institutions for their guidance and support throughout the entire period of preparation and execution of this important event. Special thanks to all those institutions that partnered with us and those that offered sponsorship either in funding or in kind. We are also very grateful to our families for not only gracing this occasion, but also to have taken up all family burden for the last 6 months while we are undertaking this important training. Our friends and colleagues, thank you for understanding and willingly stepping in to take up duties we used to do together and never complaining about reduced manpower while we are away. Sir, finally, let me reiterate again once again, thank everybody for joining us to grace this occasion.
Once more, let's give our chair of the cultural committee a round of applause for the dedication and input in this auspicious event. Says Mom, before I continue, allow me to recognize in our midst the presence of the following distinguished guests. We have the Director, Cultural Diplomacy, Ambassador Diana Kiambuthi, who is representing the Permanent Secretary for Foreign Affairs from our ministry. From our diplomatic corps, we have the following High Commissioners and Ambassadors who've joined us today. We have the High Commissioner of Bangladesh, His Excellency Chiranjip Sarkar, the High Commissioner of Botswana, that's the High Commissioner of Bangladesh. Secondly, we have the High Commissioner of Botswana, His Excellency Ambassador Andrew Onalena Sesini. We have the High Commissioner of India, His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Adarsh Soika. Fourthly, we also have the High Commissioner of Tanzania, His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Bernard Yohana Kibese. We also have the High Commissioner of Uganda, His Excellency Ambassador Phoebe Awere Otaala. We have also the High Commissioner of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Ambassador Winnipeg Moyo. Seventh, Madam, we also have the Ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt, His Excellency Ambassador Hatem Yusri Hosni. We also have the Ambassador of the Republic of Burundi, His Excellency Ambassador Evelyn Hebonimana. We also have the Ambassador of South Sudan, His Excellency Ambassador Anthony Louis Kohn. We also have the Ambassador of Rwanda, His Excellency Ambassador Anes Romuno. We also have the Deputy Ambassador of Malawi, Naumis, as well as the High Commissioner of Namibia, the Council, and lastly, the First Consulate of Nepal, together with us here. CS Ma'am, at this particular juncture, it's now my distinct honor to invite the Commandant of the Joint Commandant Staff College, Major General Eric Kunudia, to give his remarks and lead us through the next session of the speeches. Welcome, sir.
The Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Defense, Honorable Soipan Tuya, the Chief of Defense Forces, General Charles Karariri, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, Service Commanders, my fellow Commandant Ndc, General Officers, Senior Officers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Defense Attaches and Advisors, our sponsors and partners, our families and friends, course participants of both courses at National Defense College and Joint Command and Staff College, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Hamjambo. Mulibwanchi. Amahoro. Mwatisa. Namaste. CS Ma'am. Indeed, it's a great day that we are all gathered here in this space. And I welcome all of you to this year's Cultural Day. This is a unique occasion as it brings together the two colleges and participants of Senior Joint Command and Staff Course number 41 and the National Defense College course number 28. And jointly in a shared celebration of culture, heritage, and innovation. At the onset, allow me to begin by recognizing and expressing my sincere gratitude to you all, our distinguished guests, for honoring our invitation and sparing time to be with us today. Without a doubt, your presence enriches this celebration and affirms the values of partnership, friendship, and shared purpose. Our deepest appreciation goes to our sponsors, and we acknowledge that your enduring support and cordial relationship with the two colleges and KDF at large is enduring. In a very special way, I also wish to appreciate the families and friends of the course participants present here today. Your presence is a tremendous encouragement as these participants push through the final stretch of their studies. CS Ma'am, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this Cultural Day is recognized as a day that is of profound importance to the two colleges, as it is integrated into our curricula and is part of our programmed activities of the colleges. Today, therefore, we celebrate the diverse traditions and cultures of the 21 countries represented here, and truly reflecting international character of our learning environment. This year's edition, as has been mentioned, is a Fusion Fest, and it goes a step further. Not only showcases cultural heritage, but also explores how technology can preserve, amplify, and reimagine our heritage of future generations. Indeed, it is a celebration where tradition meets innovation. Today is not just a cultural day, it is a festival of unity. It is a testament of the beauty that emerges when nations come together to share, appreciate, and learn from one another. This gathering is also unique because we are a living mosaic of customs, traditions, and stories that define our communities, and within this diversity we find our shared humanity and celebrate the strength that comes from our differences. The different cultures, the different cultural aspects exhibited in this occasion enrich our collective experience, broaden our perspectives, and creates a global family where every voice is heard and every story is valued. Historically, our cultures have been used to resolve conflicts, strengthen communities, and conserve environment. Today, our responsibility remains the same, to safeguard and strengthen our cultural roots, even as we embrace modernity. Mgeni mheshimiwa, wageni mashuhuri, mabibi na mabwana. When we reflect on culture from the African perspective, the AU Agenda 2063, Aspiration 5, envisions an Africa with a strong cultural identity, common heritage, shared values and ethics. It calls for an African cultural renaissance that taps into our rich heritage to drive growth and transform and preserve our languages and industries. Therefore, this Fusion Fest embodies this aspiration. CS Ma'am, as I conclude, I wish once again to sincerely thank you all, our distinguished guests, for honoring our invitation, and I extend our heartfelt appreciation to our sponsors and service providers whose contributions have made this day a great success. May this fusion continue to inspire unity, creativity, and shared purposeful future. And for sharing this day with us, I say thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Shukran jazilan. Dangi. Kailia bonga. Mwabelenyo miracles. Enjoy this day. It is now my pleasure and honor to invite the Commandant, Ndc Lieutenant General Mimikai. Welcome, sir.
The Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Defense, Honorable Soepan Tuyamam, who is our chief guest, and also to say that I'm the headmaster for the CS because she's a participant for course number 28. The Chief of the Defense Forces, General Kariri, Excellencies, Ambassadors, and High Commissioners, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Service Commanders, my brother, the Commandant of Joint Command and Staff College, General Officers both serving and retired, the Senior Directing Staff of our colleges, Defense Attaches and Advisors, Senior Officers, our valued event partners and sponsors, our beloved families and friends, esteemed participants of our two colleges, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning once again. It is with immense pride and great pleasure that I welcome you all on behalf of the National Defense College to this historic joint celebration here at the symbolic Uhuru Gardens. Today, we gather not merely for a display, but to partake of a profound exercise of shared understanding. Even more symbolic is that we stand on grounds that celebrate Kenya's heritage and unity. Indeed, a befitting venue for the symphony of more than 21 international cultures being showcased today. This convergence is a powerful testament to the enduring partnerships and shared values that binds our nations together. At the National Defense College, our mission is to prepare selected senior military officers and equivalent senior servants of the Republic of Kenya and their counterparts from allied countries for higher responsibilities in the direction and management of security and other related areas of public policy. The participants graduate with not only professional knowledge, but also positive mindsets embedded in respect for other people's cultures. Therefore, this makes this cultural day an essential event in our calendar. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this event's theme is remarkably astute as the theme, Culture and Technology, a Fusion Fest. In the complex security landscape of the 21st century, understanding this fusion is not optional, it is a necessity. Our battle spaces now include the digital domain, where narratives are shaped and perceptions contested. Technology, as also introduced earlier, is a new terrain, but the content of this new terrain, the beliefs, the values, the historical narratives, and the culture shapes our lives as the humanity in the globe. To secure the future, we must appreciate how this fusion empowers and connects. As we celebrate our culture today, we choose to focus on technology's most positive aspect, the power to unify, to preserve, and to celebrate. We acknowledge technology not as a threat, but a positive force multiplier in all our domains, thus allowing ancient stories to find new audiences and timeless arts to be experienced in novel ways. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today we showcase our heritage through song, dance, cuisine, and artifacts, but above all, our interactions here. In doing so, we open our eyes to our shared historical existence. We remind ourselves that society is grounded in culture, teaching us how to live together in harmony. By appreciating each other's culture, we mold a community with an unyielding commitment to our collective humanity. Therefore, as we embark on today's Fusion Fest, I urge all of us, participants and guests alike, to engage fully and make this a lifelong, memorable experience. We will sample the foods with enthusiasm, listen to the music, and learn its history, and examine crafts and appreciate value. In doing so, we are enriching a critical element of cultural intelligence. With the connections we will build today, may this celebration reinforce the ideals of unity in diversity, and may the friendship created here in Uhuru Gardens endure throughout our lifetimes. An event of this scale and ambition is a collective endeavor. I must therefore extend my profound appreciation to the following. Allow me, Madam CS, to start in this line of appreciation to the Chief of Defense Forces. Your presence, sir, in this occasion underscores its importance. We are deeply honored, sir. To the Commandant of the Joint Command and Staff College and your entire team, thank you for this exemplary spirit of cooperation. This joint venture set a wonderful precedent for our institutions. To the Joint Organizing Committee, encompassing the sponsor senior directing staff, allow me to recognize Major General Timothy Lekolol. The dedicated staff and officers from both colleges, I offer my sincere appreciation. Your detailed planning and creativity have transformed a bold idea into vivid reality we see today. To our generous sponsors and partners, we thank you for your valuable support, without which this event would not have been a success. You really lived up to the African spirit of generosity, a significant aspect of culture. To our families and friends, I express my sincere appreciation. Your support is an incredible source of strength. Let me take myself back to our Cabinet Secretary. You have been an outstanding participant. Finally, to the heart of this event, the participants and students of both colleges. I have observed with great admiration the enthusiasm, devotion, and solidarity you have poured into these preparations. You have gone beyond the call of duty to share the soul of our nations. This willingness to teach and to learn is the very essence of strategic leadership. You are building the personal bonds that form the strongest foundation of international cooperation and peace. Thank you all. It is now my distinct honor and privilege to invite the Chief of Defense Forces, General Kahariri, to deliver his speech. CDF, sir.
The Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Defense, Honorable Soipan Tuya, is our chief guest for today. Members of the diplomatic corps from all the countries represented in the student bodies of the two colleges, and I want to really appreciate that all countries have been represented at the highest level, that is at ambassador level and high commissioner level. And please let's appreciate, because this is very, very appreciated. The commandants, National Defense College and Joint Command and Staff College, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, National Defence University, Kenya, general officers, senior directing staff, and all the college staff of the two colleges, defense attaches and advisors, our valued event partners and sponsors, all invited guests, esteemed participants of NDC and Joint Commander Staff College who have organized this event, ladies and gentlemen. Madam CS, I want to thank you first for gracing this occasion. On one end as a chief guest, but I believe as a participant you had no choice. The Commandant ensured you are here. So I really don't have a speech, Commandant. Mine is to make a few remarks and then welcome the chief guest to hear her message. But it is really a privilege to be in the presence of this auspicious audience to mark this important occasion, the cultural days, the joint cultural day of the two colleges, the theme Culture and Technology, a Fusion Fest. This brings together intellect, appreciation and celebration of culture, partnership and shared purpose. Let me also appreciate again the two commandants and the two colleges for always improving on this occasion, the spirit of Kaizen. Because before my time at joining the Defense Headquarters, I was at National Defense College for 5 years. And therefore, I'm very familiar and attended many of these cultural days. And to see the constant improvement year in, year out, but the genius of holding it together, I think we deserve a round of applause for the two. And last year, I know the other big step you took is rather than keep holding the event in the colleges where the space was never adequate and therefore limiting who could attend, you made a bold step to come to this big fair and therefore include more and more to participate. So well done, and I'm proud that it seems that we don't just teach Kaizen, we practice it. Constant improvement. So this is a masterstroke joining the joint hosting. This occasion, as has been said, is very important because it highlights the central role of culture in not just the community development, but in terms of national security, development, international relations, and basically bringing humanity together. When we appreciate each other's, when we appreciate our diversities, then there's little room for conflict. So I want to encourage the two institutions to continue in the spirit and continue improving this event. One of my suggestions is that you have brought in the academic aspect of the cultural day, which is very important, and I really think it's, again, a good initiative. But we need to give that academic discourse more time. So probably next time we'll have a 2-day event, maybe on a Friday evening, have a serious academic engagement, bringing in all stakeholders, including from public and private universities and all, centered around culture and security and development. Then this day becomes purely for fun, for enjoying culture, for appreciating, so we have enough time. I know a lot of effort goes into preparing this, and therefore people would really like guests in their stands to spend more time. So while appreciating the great step we have taken to rope in academics, next time probably we give it more time. So at Defense Headquarters, I think we also will learn and take cue of this and encourage the services that during, for example, our KDF Day, our service days, we probably have cultural events that build to the main day. So we must keep encouraging the appreciation of culture. I know that the Air Force, for example, have their acting group, the troop that entertains us in events and maybe diversify more into cultural activities. The engineers as well, so not just comedy, but maybe comedy laced in with a lot of culture. I want to appreciate all our sponsors. Like I said, the issue of partnerships is critical. We can't do anything alone, and therefore, the more engagements we have, the more understanding we have, and therefore, harmony prevails. Family is an important aspect of the military life. As you appreciate that most of the service personnel will be out on duty most of the time, then the spouses are left with the children most of the time. Therefore, in terms of engagements, in terms of imparting those cultural values, it is those that remain at home that play a big part. And therefore, I want to end by appreciating the families, particularly all the spouses and the children. And I see many of them here. And therefore, I don't want to talk too much and continue boring you. And as I said, today is a day of fun, appreciating our culture by dance, food, and by Madam CS, there's a lot of food. So by the time you go around the stands and finish, you will have added a few kilos. But I want to wish you all a happy and very enjoyable day. Please engage, please make friends, exchange ideas that will help us move forward as a society. Thank you, and let me take this opportunity now to invite our chief guest, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Defense, and if I knew her student number, I would have mentioned the student number, but I don't know it. But she's a member of Course 28, and I'm told she's doing very well. Madam CS, welcome.
Thank you very much, CDF. The Chief of Defense Forces, General Kahariri, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps present, service commanders, the Commandant, National Defense College, General Munyikai, the Commandant, Joint Command and Staff College, General Officers, Directing Staff and Senior Officers, representatives of High Commissions, embassies, and defense attaches, distinguished faculty members of our two institutions, our esteemed event partners and sponsors, our families and friends, participants, and I mentioned fellow participants of the National Defense College and students of the Joint Command and Staff College. distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Hamjambo. I'm very happy to be here this morning, wearing two hats, as you have heard, and it feels very good as a student to get public commendation from the headmaster. And as you know, for all of us participants, we are sponsored by our institutions. So even for me, the sponsor is here. So when the headmaster endorses you in front of the one paying your school fees, it feels good. And I must commend the leadership of our institutions for the show of ingenuity in the continuous improvement of the programs, including the pilot of the course that I'm participating in, which I must say is a very, very satisfying experience. And as we have been engaging, I'm sure we are going to make sure it is well known across the board so that we can invite more strategic leaders to be part of this very enriching experience of learning. It is with great pride and a deep sense of purpose that I join you today at the historic Uhuru Gardens for this inaugural joint Ndc Jcsc Cultural Day. I am pleased, as I have stated, to be here wearing two hats, both as a Cabinet Secretary for Defense and as a participant of the National Defense College, course 28 of 2026. Standing before you in the presence of current and future strategic leaders of Kenya and our partner nations, and I want to take this opportunity to really thank the representation from all the partner nations where the embassies are here represented at the highest level. It is encouraging, and we appreciate that. As we all sit here, we are reminded of a fundamental truth, that national power is not defined solely by military capability. It is equally anchored in human relationships, shared values, mutual understanding, and our collective ability to operate effectively across cultures, across institutions, and across borders. Today's event marks a significant convergence within our professional military education framework. It brings together the senior strategic thinkers of the National Defense College and the emerging operational and tactical leaders of the Joint Command and Staff College, drawn from more than 20 nationalities. This initiative is both timely and forward-looking. It reinforces the leader-learner continuum that underpins our defense ecosystem and affirms the enduring security. It affirms that enduring security is built through cooperation, it's built through trust, built through respect, and it transcends rank, it transcends service and nationality. The theme of the day, culture and technology, speaks directly to the realities of contemporary security. Modern conflict environments are no longer confined to physical battlefields, as we know. They extend into the cognitive, international, informational, and digital domains. Adversaries increasingly exploit technology and cultural fault lines to influence perception, undermine cohesion, and destabilize societies. And in this context, understanding the intersection between culture and technology is not an option for us. It is a strategic necessity. Culture provides context. In the sense of shaping identity, culture informs behavior and explains the innovations, resilience, and vulnerabilities of societies. Technology, on the other hand, provides capability. It provides information on how information is transmitted, how intelligence is gathered, how cyberspace is contested, and how influence is projected. The defense leader of the future must therefore be fluent in both domains, able to navigate cultural terrain with the same precision as physical terrain, and to employ technology with professional skill, ethical judgment, and respect for diversity. When effectively fused, culture and technology become powerful enablers, not only of operational effectiveness, but also of trust building, conflict prevention, and sustainable peace. Allow me to acknowledge all those who have made this event possible. And again, for the great innovation of bringing the two institutions together, because we are serving a common purpose. I want to commend the Chief of Defense Forces for his unwavering support for professional military education and for championing the development of well-rounded, forward-looking leaders. I want to thank the commandants of the two institutions for the visionary leadership in nurturing a unified defense culture, firmly grounded in tradition, yet globally oriented. I want to commend the organizing committee for their dedication and meticulous planning. The vibrancy, inclusivity, and professionalism evident today are a testament to your hard work. To our partners and sponsors, your support reflects a shared commitment to defense education, innovation, and multinational cooperation, and we are deeply appreciative of your support. Most importantly, I want to commend course members and students. You are the living expression of this theme, and I am included in that. Your willingness to share your heritage, to learn from one another, and to engage openly across cultures builds personal trust and professional networks that will endure well beyond this course. The relationships forged here will become critical channels of cooperation in both times of peace and times of crisis. This joint cultural day is not just a social interlude. It is a deliberate and integral component of strategic leadership development. But that does not stop us from enjoying ourselves today. The Ministry of Defense does recognize that today's officers must be more than skilled tacticians. They must also be diplomats in uniform, leaders with cultural intelligence, strategic empathy, and the ability to operate effectively in multinational and multidimensional environments. Cultural intelligence is a force multiplier. It underpins successful coalition operations, peace support missions, and regional security cooperation. As you participate in today's Fusion Fest, I encourage you to engage with intent. Let every interaction, performance, and shared experience deepen your understanding of the human terrain. Seek not only to observe cultural expressions, but to appreciate the histories, values, and perspectives that give them meaning. I also wish to acknowledge our families and friends who are present today. Your support remains a cultural pillar, a critical pillar in the service resilience, and success of our officers, and we want to thank you very sincerely. In closing, let this occasion reaffirm our collective commitment to a defense posture that is confident in identity, respectful and of diversity, and innovative in the application of both cultural and technological instruments in the pursuit of peace and security. Thank you again for all the organizers for an outstanding and very meaningful event. And may the spirit of unity, the spirit of creativity, and mutual respect demonstrated here continue to guide us in our service to our nations and to a more secure and stable world. I wish to take this opportunity to wish all of us a memorable and enjoyable day. Asanteni sana.
Mabibi na mabwana, naomba kwa fursa nyingine tumpe mkono wa shukrani kwa waziri wetu Wizara ya Ulinzi kwa maneno yake ya busara na tendeti. Mgeni wetu mheshimiwa, wakati ulipokuwa unaelekea kuketi, nimekumbuka kuwa katika Kiswahili wametufundisha kuwa inachunga sana mambo ya jinsia. Kwa hiyo katika kupongeza wanasema kuwa wanawake wanapewa hongera, wanaume wanapewa kongole, na kwa jumla tunapewa pongezi. Kwa hiyo ukiondoka siku ya leo, ukimwona mwanamke unamweleza nini? Hongera. Ukimpata mwanaume unamweleza nini? Kongole. Na kwa jumla sote tunapongezwa. Kwa hiyo mgeni wetu mheshimiwa ametupongeza na ametusihi kuwa siku ya leo tupate kuwa na furaha. And at that point, Madam CS, allow me to switch back to English, with being cognizant of also our distinguished delegates from various countries. Before we move on to the next stage, also, ma'am, I'd like to recognize that the Commissioner General for KRA has also sent representative here. We have Beatrice Odindo, as well as Commissioner Lemukon here with us, joining from the Kenya Revenue Authority. Madam CS, and borrowing from your cue in the speech where you have insisted that we truly enjoy this day, you've realized that the particular program has been fused meticulously with key performances. So for the next performance, and before we move to the plenary discussion, we're going to have a set of 3 performances. The first being from Rwanda, and is going to be performed by the Ikoobe Cultural Troupe, which is a vibrant group of Rwandan students living and studying here in Kenya, united by a shared passion for preserving, celebrating Rwandan culture. It was founded in 2022, and this troupe was born out of the desire to keep cultural roots alive even while away from home. So ladies and gentlemen, as you watch the Ikoobe Culture Troupe, you are not just seeing a dance group, you're witnessing a living bridge between Rwanda and Kenya, built by young people who believe in cultural pride, regional leadership, and artistic excellence. With that, kindly put your hands together and join me in welcoming to the stage the one and only Ikoobe Cultural Troupe. Welcome.
Thank you.